Hey everybody, BTO Pro here, and today I'm going to show you exactly why I think the entire industry is gobbling itself, or eating its own tail through open source. So we've got a perfect example here. I found this. I usually search Twitter for web components, literally nothing else because it's a dumpster fire. But web components I always search for, and I came across this really cool one. So this web component is effectively a MIDI player. So highly recommend you go hit up this repo, star it, check it out. But you can see what the demo is here, right? So we go, oh, neat demo. Okay. And then they has this example here and shows the assets coming from JS Deliver. And then I can click play and it actually plays. And it shows me the visualization, which is the key that I caught on to. So why this is a big deal for me personally is we have some assets like this in some of our online courses at the university. So we spent a long time making those in Flash at one point. And then we reviewed vendors who actually help provide things like the sheet music reading, if you will, as a product. So allow me to show you what empowerment looks like. No one that I know can actually implement this in the correct way. Just to, oh, hey, put sheet music online. Just go ahead, put sheet music online. However, this is leveraging a really cool project called Magenta that I need to dig into more. Okay, then they release this as open source that includes Magenta in it and says, oh, well, you have a visualizer and a player. I can read semantically that this is a visualizer and a player, but my end users can't. That's where HAX comes in. So I took their visualizer and player, made a new tag that sits on top of that called music player. And music player's API is just saying, hey, what's a visualizer and where's this file located, right? So you can see what the API ends up looking like here. Music player is in lit element, just for simplicity on my side, right? And it wires it into the source and into the type of visualizer. Does some initial setup, has some additional properties we haven't mapped to yet. Does some nice little timing stuff so that this loads a little faster. Okay, so then I've thrown this into HAX and I added some HAX wiring. Oh, sorry, that's what I wanted to show at the bottom. So using static get HAX properties, we can write HAX schema and say, hey, this is a music player, provide this icon for it, has an accent. And then here's the important part. So there's a source and a visualizer setting saying, hey, build a select list, and these are the options that can be selected. Okay, so let's go and see what we get. So what my end users are going to have access to, obviously we got to put this through QA more. I made this in the last 45 minutes. So we can search and find a music player, and then I can drag and drop a music player into the interface. And I have a music player. But now I have a UI that I can modify and manipulate the music player. So we're another level beyond that UX gap that previously existed, right? We started at just some arbitrary JavaScript. Who knows how we're ever going to get sheet music online? Someone encapsulates that. Another person turns that into a web component. And then I wrap that into another web component. This is when I'm telling you, open source is going to keep eating its own tail. We can empower people that would have never been able to do fill in the blank. In this case, it happens to be providing sheet music on the internet. There's a lot of other use cases. So now I have an editing experience for this. I can switch it to staff mode. I can switch it to piano with waterfall, and we can actually see the keys get played. I can switch it over to staff, and it's a little tiny on here for some reason, but it's there. I can also drop in, I believe I have a different, there we go. I have another MIDI file in question. There we go. Let's play this as a piano. Probably have heard this song before. Staff doesn't work with this song for some reason, but piano roll does. So you can see what it looks like if you were to have one of those little roller things that rolls the sheet music through. Right, so now I've got it as a piano, and I go, oh, you know what? We actually want both. So duplicate, okay. And now the second piano we're going to do as just the roll, right? Maybe we want to I don't know how it'll react to this. Okay, so it does overflow the container. So I do have to do some work to get it in there in that way. It would also probably be nice if I had additional visualizers. So anyway, bust that out of those columns. But now we've got this source, right? And the source that was written by HAX in this case is music-player, just like I would have in the other thing. It's got all the properties and attributes set, so that when I update source, it's right there. If I were to hit save, which this is just running locally, won't do anything, but it would save that to whatever the backend is. This is why HAX having all these integrations into different platforms is transformative, right? Someone created a web component that helps put sheet music online. I made HAX able to do that by just improving the web. And now every platform that HAX touches technically would have easy drag and drop, have anyone be empowered to put sheet music online in their platform. No more Drupal, WordPress, Grav CMS, Backdrop, whatever archaic plugin architecture to get sheet music to render accurately. Keep eating your own tail. Please, please, Silicon Valley. Please keep releasing things like this. Please. I'm very excited when you do. EdTech Joker out.